first, let me start with why I am doing this. So I've been writing my book. I think many of you know that I've been writing the bigger book of apps. And oh my gosh, it has been like I've used some secret weapons in that thing that I've been dying to share. And I tried to tell Molly, my manager, and I tried to tell DJ, my husband, and guess what? They don't care. And I'm like, you don't understand how awesome this is. And they were like, don't bother. I mean, seriously, I was tell my husband, you have to listen to me about what this is. And his eyes immediately glazed over. He tried, it didn't work. And Molly just was like, I can't even. So I said, well, I am going to tell other people about it, and they may want to hear about it. And so I'm very excited that you're here, because this is something that almost everybody can use if you use Microsoft Word. It may not apply to you, but if you're here, I'm thinking you think it will. The bigger book of apps. I created it, and it's one of the things that benefits this technique is if you are doing sections, if you are breaking things down. Very few of us will just write an essay without headlines and things like that. I don't know about you, but when I go into articles these days, if it doesn't have headlines, if it says the top 3 things and the top 3 things are like buried in stuff, I don't read it. I'm looking for those headlines that guide me through a document. So this is specifically for how to make sections and how the sections will work for you and how you can reuse the sections. So my book is all about sections. This is the title. I'm going to scroll down here a little bit. And in every section, now what I did was I did a snippet of the book. The book has 75,000 words, way too big for this demo. So I took a snippet of the book, and I have, so it's not the whole thing. But the sections are, I have a chapter title, I have sub-chapter subtitles, and then I have 3 areas. So manage list, you're going to start with that. You are going to go to then try, which is a secondary level, and then also check out. Now inside there, I also have little lists, right? I have the name of a tech tool, I have what it does, and I have the URL toward it. Now here is the secret. I have programmed this document to make it so I can take out the headings I want to and create a different setup with those headings and do all kinds of things. And that's what I'm going to show you today. So I created a sample document here. I'm going to go into the magic is in the styles. Now, this is a very ugly document, by the way. I have cats around. I've kind of closed off my room. I don't know if the cats are going to get upset and meow. One is pacing. Anyway, so this is a very simple document. The magic is in the styles. And the styles, let me first show you where they are. The styles are in, oh my God, the cat is all around the room. The styles are in a couple of places. Before I get started with this, if your Microsoft Word doesn't look like mine does, it's probably because you haven't updated in a while. Now, styles are old school, and they've been around for a long time, so you should be able to find them there. But if you haven't updated in a while, you might not have all these features. And if you haven't updated in a while, you might want to, because you can get the whole thing. But styles have been around forever, and you can do this with styles forever. Just things might be rearranged. So the key is in the styles. One of the places the styles is in the home page. You've got all these styles, and then you can look in other places like design. So the overall look of the document is based on styles. If you go in here to themes, the Office theme, the Atlas theme, the Berlin, anytime you click on those, it updates all the styles in the whole document. Then you can do specifics. Each one of these will update the styles. Now, all I did was headings, so that's why they look a little weird. But you can apply all these styles and you can create your own. You can do tons of different things, right? All right, so we'll start off with that style. Now, each one of these styles has a hierarchy, right? You have heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3. on and on and on and on, all kinds of things inside the styles. The magic is how you arrange this. So it's based on themes. Each heading style means something. What Microsoft Word does is every time you have a heading style, it makes it like a mail merge tag, right? Each time you have a heading style, each time you mark a section with a style, that means you're going to be able to find those and create lists, table of contents, other documents, and that's the magic. Let me show you what I'm going to go down here and look at the section on outline view. You've seen this before. The outline view, and I'm going to, I hope, make this bigger. The outline view is one of the areas down in the bottom corner you can change the view to, right? You've got print layout, which is where most of us live. You've got web layout, which is kind of just a big blah. And then you've got outline layout. And this is another place that you can really manage things. In outline view, you can show levels. And again, Microsoft, because you're using those heading styles, Microsoft has assigned different levels to each heading style, and you can personalize that. So level style 1, you can show which levels you want. So if I just want to show level 1, it'll just show those major headings. If I want to show up to level 3, see, I've only got 2 sets of headings. You can show as many as you want. Here is one magic place. So you see these plus signs. You can actually, since I'm talking about outline first, right? I can click on that little plus sign, or I can click on it. You can make it up to level 1, and then it's just a line. It's easier to move. I can click on it, I can move it, I can change it, and things like that. So that is one thing that really helps when you've got a bunch of segments, if you want to reorder them, rather than trying to cut. You know how you feel drunk sometimes when you put your cursor in the middle and then you scroll all the way down and put your cursor at the end and you don't catch it all the way and you want to do that big thing? Well, if you've got it organized in styles or in these headings, you can do that. All right, so I've moved it there. And then here is, so I'm going to show up to level 2 because that's all I have, or I'll do level 4. So each heading style means something. The outline is great for you. Easily create sections, easily move areas. I'm going to hit return. Then I'm going to go like that, and I'm going to reassign this to normal. And we'll see what happens. This is what happens when I change a style. So now I've recreated that. It's in outline format. And when I go back to, down in the right corner, when I go back to print layout, it is now a part of that section. Now you see that it automatically added a page break, and I'll show you about that. But this is what happens when I change the style. Going back to the outline view, I can do a subheading that's not, you see over here, it's hard to see because it doesn't highlight it very much, but you can see this is all changing. And I'll show you which panes to show in just a minute. But you can see it is now heading 3, and you can change it to normal, no spacing, what have you, emphasis, there you go. So easily move areas, you're gonna love this. And then again, when I go back to this, you see it's a different level of heading and that kind of thing. So you can change it up here. You can change it on the side. When I'm doing a lot of these things, I like to have it on the side. It's easier to do. Now, here's a secret. Over here on this viewing pane, which is also where if you do advanced search or whatever, it'll show up, or reviewing, it'll show up. You do the document map. Now, this is magic. When I'm writing my book, and I'll go back to that in just a minute, you can see all the different areas and all the different headings inside the areas. And all of them are viewable. And again, to navigate, rather than going up and down, you can just click to that part and it'll get you to the right spot. So rather than going, and even this is more complicated in a longer document because you've got to scroll down, scroll down. So the way to get this viewing pane is down at the bottom, in the bottom left, there is something that says page 1 of 2 or what have you. When you toggle that, it will give you that viewing screen. All right. So now we've seen a little bit of the styles and things. Let me go to the live document. So again, you see in a longer document, it's harder to go to the right page. Again, you can toggle that screen. I can go and click on this little dot, dot, dot right there, and I get that whole outline. So I know where everything is. Organize and store files, keep track of ideas. Everything is all in the same place. When I go to the outline view, again, everything is in the same place. Now I can even, you see the plus signs on everything. It's going small again, I'll get bigger. You see the plus signs, that digs into stuff, right? So you can go to Todoist and I can double click on that and I see everything that is in there. One of the things that make it distracting, you can choose to show the first line only and show text formatting, because sometimes, like if you're doing crazy, you know, a lot of headings and stuff, showing the text formatting, like on the other one where it was all orange and kind of ugly, you can click on that and it makes it easier to read. And then you can show the first line only, so that when I expand this one, it'll only show the first line from every area. Now, what we're moving toward is that each one of these things is a style, and each one of these things Microsoft treats as a mail merge field, a marked piece of text that you can move around. All right, so back to the regular view. This is where I did some magic. You see Todoist, my manager's favorite productivity tool, and Todoist again with the URL. When I click on these, look, I'm going to show the styles pane. You see where the styles pane goes back and forth. When I click on Todoist, it shows that I have named it heading 3. Now, this was kind of lazy of me. I should have, I can customize that name. Whoop. I can customize that name, and I'll show you what I did here. My manager's favorite tool, that is what I call, and I customize this one line. Todoist is the URL, and that is what I customize this one as saying URL. Now, you can change all kinds of things to automatically format your document. So let me show you how this works. If I put in and change it to heading 3, which is tool name, as soon as I hit return, enter, whatever you want to do, it goes and changes it to be one line. So I don't have to go back and change the style because I programmed it for the next step to be one line. So this is the description of the tool, and I do it in title case. You can't legislate that it's going to be title case or lowercase or what have you. It can't be a style, which is kind of annoying. And then I do the URL, tool name dot, oh, and I don't like the cap there. I always do that. Com. All right, so now I have created 3 different fields one by one. Now I've programmed it so that when I hit the return after tool name, it will turn it into normal. Now, how did I do that? It is all in with the, you can look at this in a couple places. It is all in the style setup. So I'm going to come over here to the right and I'm going to click on modify style. And in here, I've got all kinds of little things programmed so that it does exactly what I want. So I don't have to go back and back. So when I look in here, I can look at the format. I've got it Calibri, 12 points, bold, automatic, coloring for whatever theme I'm in. I've got how far the spacing is, and I've got everything. So here is where I did the automatic switch from one to the other. And alignment, indents, things like that. Spacing before 0, after 12 points, right? So as soon as I get it there, and as soon as I hit return, unless I hold down shift return, which gives me the same level, it doesn't give me a hard carriage return so that it changes styles, or could change styles, it gives me the ability to go a little bit lower. Remember back in the other one a few minutes ago when it automatically inserted a page break after when I put in regular text? It's the same kind of thing here. Let me show you what I did with the chapter titles. So this is the chapter title. I can click on it right there. It is heading 1. I said, oh wait, no, I did it in here. So this is heading 2. Now I want every single subtitle to start on a different page, right? So in heading 2, let me show you what modify style is. I can do, I did all the fancy stuff, but in paragraph, I did alignment, blah, blah, blah. Before is 2 points, after is 12 points, but then I did line and page breaks. And I don't know where I ended it before, actually. It must be in the other one, because I did a page break. Yeah, it must be in this one. I did a page break inside here so that every time, page break before, okay, it's right there. Every time I do a page break, or every time I do this, it's going to have a page break before, and the other one will have a page break before. I think I had that clicked. So it's very quick to put all this together. All right, we have been on this webinar for 10 minutes. I will answer questions at the end, so please please go ahead and ask questions. And then somebody said, how can we rewatch the webinar? I am going to send you all a link. I'm not sure exactly how this Zoom webinar thing works. I thought you would get it automatically. I'm not sure where the on-demand goes, but I will make sure you get one. So there. All right. Back and forth. So you're changing and modifying this. Now watch this. Let's say I decide that Berlin Sans is not the font I want for these. So I can go, let's go Bradley Hand, or I like American Typewriter. All right, let's go bold American Typewriter. Okay, it's changed that. Now I can tell it to update to match selection, and watch what happens to all of my headings. It'll take a second. Let me go to productivity. It is now changed to American Typewriter. I don't have to go in and find everything and change everything. I am changing the style, and it will automatically put everything in the right place. And that is a great help. All right. So I don't see any questions that have come up. Oh, what version of Word am I using? Let's see. How do you get the styles menu at the styles? Okay. So the styles pane for me is up here in the right corner on the ribbon. And you could probably click around here and find, you can also ask styles pane and see, oh, that's searching. You can ask where it is styles pane. I always do that. And it'll show you where it is most of the time. What version am I using? Let me see about Microsoft Word. So this is Microsoft Word for Mac, but usually Microsoft Word for Windows is going to be more advanced. Yes, this is version 16. So, and I'm also on a slow build, which means that I get some updates that are in beta that you might not get, but like I said, the styles have been around for years and years and years. I used to use these. I used to teach Microsoft Word tips, Microsoft Office tips at college. I love this stuff. So I used to teach it, and it was all there, and I could do all these things way back, way before I was ever your nerdy best friend. Although I was always a nerdy best friend. Okay, so here we have all of the headings and things like that. I'm going to go now and show you what you can do with this. So again, I'm going to use the left-hand navigation because it's easier. And I'm going to go to the end where I have created a topic index. I can, right now, I always do this. I update the field and it'll update all the changes I have made. You saw I took out some things so that I could show you guys some stuff, and immediately it updated to where we are. You don't want to, if you're going to use this, like I'm about to show you how to use this, you don't want to make changes physically in here because it is a field and it is drawing on all those formulas that you've added with the styles. And if you make changes there, they're going to go away as soon as you update the field, which usually happens when you reopen the document. So you don't want to edit in there. I will show you how to do that. All right. We have been on here for now 23 minutes. I plan to stop in 7 minutes. I will answer questions after that, but we'll see how far we get. I wanted to show you the way to take all those fields and do something magic with them. All right, I'm going to scroll down because I've done it with both of these. I'm going to update that field. I've done this magic with both of these, and now I'm going to show you how I do it. All right, scroll down here. I'm putting my cursor, we still call it that, right? I'm putting my cursor on the last page, wherever, and it's defaulting to heading 1, so I'm going to put quick reference guide. All right, push return. I'm going to come here to, let's see, add, insert, table of contents. Wait, it's under references. Table of contents. Now it comes up with some standard ones, but I'm going to go to custom table of contents. You can do from template, it doesn't matter because you're going to modify everything. Now I always get my books designed, and so they're going to be designed and relayed out. So the page numbers won't work for me. It doesn't matter. Show page numbers, I don't need to do that. Use hyperlinks instead of page numbers. Sometimes that's helpful, but I don't need to do that here. And then I'm going to modify this. You see that it says heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. I'm going to modify it. So wait. I'm going to go to options. Sorry. Build table of content from styles. It doesn't have to be a table of contents. It's just using your headers to create your shortcuts in whatever you want to do. So heading 1, I don't need heading 1, so I'm going to delete that. Whoops. All right, so I just delete. Heading 2, if you look here, that's the name of my subchapters, and I can rename this so that it means more than heading 1, heading 2, just like I did. I just got lazy with these. See, hot topic is named, but heading 2 is where I have my chapters. So I'm going to use that as level 1. Heading 3 is my tool name. Remember, I got lazy. So I'm going to use that as level 2. Now, I'm going to scroll down here because all of my styles are in here, and I'm going to do one line as level 2, and the just for fun, I'm going to do the URL as level 3. Now I have it like that, and here's where I go back in and modify. You see now it's got heading 2, heading 3, one line, and URL, and heading 3 and one line are the same format. They're the same level. So, and it went ahead and put those back on. We'll change it. All right. So now I can come back in here and modify table of contents, whatever. So it doesn't bring it back in. I'll show you what to do. I don't want a tab leader. I don't want page numbers. Use hyperlinks. But if you look here, heading 2, heading 3, one line, and URL. options. You can change some of the things in here as well. All right, so I'm going to do cancel and okay. Now watch what happens. It's going to ask me if I want to replace it, and I say no because I've got another one with other data. So I'll say no, and now it's going to pull all those headings and put them in a list. So if you have a chapter title, section titles, you can do a table of contents. And let's say you have text you want to include in a quick reference guide or something like that, or a shorter version of it, and you want to be able to have your header and the first paragraph of text. Just go in and create a style for the first paragraph of text, and it can pull it into this. All right, it is 11:57, and I want to take some questions. All right. Does this theory also work when doing a table of contents? Absolutely. You can do a table of contents like this. Also, like, remember over here, I've got table of contents 3 now as styles. They were always in there, but it only shows the styles in use, right? So table of contents 3, if I want table of contents 3 to be, which is the URL, to be bold, I can either bold it right here, and it's going to bold all of them, and I can reset the update to max selection. So now every time I have the table of contents 3, it's going to be bold. I can change the table of contents 3 to be a different font, right? It's based on, now here's something else, and this gets a little complicated. It's based on, it can be based on something. So style type is based on something, blah, 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 and style is based on normal. So you can change it in there, but you can go into font, bold, italic, that kind of thing, and you can change it to American typewriter again. Okay, and then automatically update. So now everything is going to be bold and a different font. All of this can be done. Now, I don't have enough time because I promised Molly that I wouldn't spend too much time. Sorry, Molly. I don't have enough time to show you how I do this, but let me show you. So I have created, instead of having to create a spreadsheet separately, I have now created everything and pulled it over, and now I've got a spreadsheet, which I'm going to do a lot more with. So that is all the time I want to spend today, and I am willing to take your questions. We still have a whole bunch of people on the call. Anybody have any questions? Thank you. This was awesome. Somebody says, I am coming to the questions, or you can put them in the chat so everybody can see them. How can we rewatch? We already talked about that. I will get you the review. And tell me, write to me, let me know, do you want more of these live NerdWords? I was so excited to do it. Do I do other word workshops? I will, if you want me to. Yes, yes, and yes. So you want more of these things? I can give you more tips. I love these things. And like winning with Microsoft Word and Excel and making them do exactly what I want rather than having to do all the work. So thank you. Everybody wants more. Oh, one on PowerPoint. Yes, I have so much there. Sorry, calm. Did you know that you can take an outline and turn it into a PowerPoint? What? All right. So thank you guys for everything. When is the next webinar? I don't know. This was the first one. What versions of Word do you use? Definitely more. Thank you, Beth. I am brain dead today, says Candy. Thank you, Candy. Looking forward to your program. And thank you. This was 30 minutes, 31 minutes, and I think I am going to sign off. You will all get copies of this. I appreciate it, and thank you for joining me. Bye.